Shosholoza,
Shosholoza, kules ontabas, timelas, pume South Africa.
Shosholoza,
Shosholoza, kules ontabas, timelas, pume South Africa.
After years of anticipation, South Africa make their bid for the America's Cup in the form of Team Shosholoza. Here in Cape Town, VIPs and local dignitaries have gathered to celebrate South Africa's entry to the Formula One of the sailing world, but it has been a long journey. The significance of such a sporting venture in a growing country is astounding, and the whole world can only look upon Shosholoza with pride and enthusiasm. Putting their infamous political history behind them, South Africa has shown great spirit in their achievements, so it is fitting that Shosholoza translates to looking confidently ahead. Helping them look to the future is their official chief sponsor, T-Systems, who identified not only with the hard-working attributes of high-tech sailing, but the unique team spirit of Shosholoza.
I think for us, high-tech sailing was a perfect fit to T-Systems' image and brand awareness. It's the perfect interplay between strategy, speed, the most modern of technology, but all executed in the end by a very dedicated and excellent team. And those kind of values, you know, the dedication, the passion, the teamwork, the flexibility, those are the kind of values that we identify with as an organization.
Although T-Systems are the official sponsor, it was Italian businessman and sailing enthusiast Salvatore Sarno, whose love of the sport and belief in South Africa made him initiate the Shosholoza project.
I knew that this nation has something special, and I wanted to show through the America Cup exactly how it is. And I hope that we have succeeded in that. Yeah. The public love Shosholoza. Yeah. The public start to love our flag. They like our flag and start to love South Africa.
But how did an Italian come to be the managing director of a very South African Team Shosholoza?
You know what, the Italian TV, they asked me, why you do that? And then suddenly I said, because I'm Italian. Because all the Italians, they love the America Cup. They are crazy of the America Cup. And this is why, most probably, I said, why to not show through the America Cup the new South Africa? It's a good opportunity, let's do. And we did.
Sarno's enthusiasm is contagious, and through the rise of Team Shosholoza, South Africa is being taught more about the sport and the America's Cup. But the nation's history will always be there to remind them of how fragile their country still is. However, this is what has made Shosholoza so special. It is untying the knots of what was deemed to be a rich man's sport, and is bridging the gap left open from apartheid by getting young kids from all walks of life behind them. It is perhaps for this reason why Sarno and indeed T-Systems wanted to make sure that this was the competition Shosholoza started in.
The America Cup is a very special thing, and this is why, being a very special, I thought that was through the America Cup and not to Volvo or some other race to introduce South Africa to the world. Just because the America Cup is made of special people, special country, modern country, and that is why I decided that was the way, was the America Cup, no other racing, yachting racing.
I think from the start, when it started, very few people were actually aware of sailing, of the America's Cup, of the fact that we even have a Team Shosholoza. So it went from a very, very low awareness in the market to unbelievable awareness.
Others write about us and say that we are the campaign of the heart. It's probably what happens when the Underdog comes for the first time from South Africa, for the first time a mixed colored white team, dominated South African team. You know, the others are many nationalities. We're proud to have many, basically only South African nationalities. So there's this Underdog team. If people are looking at us, what is Underdog? This is the cool running of sailing, really.
And it is here in this school where the Underdog story begins. Most of these kids are from exceptionally poor backgrounds, and until recently, many never even bothered turning up to school, instead choosing a life of crime and violence. But a sailing course organised by the school in association with the Navy and the Royal Cape Yacht Club has sparked enthusiasm in the children and fulfilled government responsibility.
The South African Navy has got the Social Responsibilities Program, which basically we support organisations that assist the community. And the sailing, we've got equipment, we've got the facilities, and that is our contribution. We do not use money out of our budget to do this. We basically do it with what we've got and support where we can.
But the little support has gone a long way, radically transforming these children from potential dropouts to enthusiastic children who have found a common ground for the love of sailing and, of course, Shosholoza.
Well, they all come from a very impoverished, most of them comes from an impoverished background. Some of them comes from informal settlements. And some of these kids, their parents are just poor fisher folk. And, they're dependent on making a living from the sea. And we do have various problems like the quota issue, and which makes things very difficult.
We wanted to send one kid to Germany once, and what happened is that I asked the child to bring his ID book so that I could get a passport for him. He didn't have an ID book, and then I asked for his birth certificate. He said, sorry, I haven't got a birth certificate. Then we asked him, okay, please bring your mother and father. The response was, I don't know my father. He brought his mother, and then we had to build up a whole ID for this person, identity. And that is the type of children that we work with. Those are the challenges and the hurdles that we must get across.
It will never be an overnight success, but the children are already translating the disciplines learnt in sailing into the classroom. In fact, many of the delinquent kids who dropped out have snuck back into school just to get on the programme.
It's actually wonderful just realizing that sailing in itself is a sport that requires a lot of discipline. And what happened is that the change in the children's whole psyche, the behavioural and their ways and their manners all completely changed since they became involved in the sailing events. And where we used to have these children, they were bullies, they would fight with children, they were involved in gangsterism. We now find these children becoming very much more responsible than what they previously used to be. So it has an amazing effect, and we are hoping that it will actually snowball and cascade into with the other learners, and they could actually take examples of these.
It's a big privilege to work with children. These children are they are the future of South Africa. I'm a has-been, I always say. They are the future, and if we want to have a good future, we must invest. And the only thing that I can say, it's a dividends that I've seen on my little bit of investment. I wish I could invest more.
To add to their encouragement, they have real-life heroes to look up to, who have made the journey from apartheid South Africa through the slums of the townships and into the Izivunguvungu Sailing School. For Shosholoza crew member Mgedeza, he knows only too well how much a program like this means to them.
For them, they see sailing as a place where they can have fun and they can proceed, do some things in life and find a different goal, and it's a different avenue for them.
The journey to Team Shosholoza has been complicated for black sailors like Golden, but he is a great example to these kids that such barriers are a thing of the past and anything can happen.
It was hard being black in South Africa, And so yeah, I would say sailing has given me another opportunity, another avenue for my life, for my career, to pursue a different career. When I was young, I had no dream, and there was nothing linking me to the sea, and to be just unbelievable how things happen.
And being a role model for these kids not only keeps Golden's feet on the ground, but helps himself as an international sportsman.
Well, it's quite awesome, and also it puts pressure on me to do well and to get better and watch my back and not to do wrong things, because if I do wrong things, the kids are going to say Golden Mgedeza is doing the wrong stuff. We're also going to do the same stuff, of which I don't want them to do wrong stuff. And this, for them, sailing is such a great opportunity for them now that they are in, and this is where I would want to be and start sailing at their age. That's where every sailor wants to be. And at the moment, when I look at them, I see them, by the time they're my age, they'll be way better than me. Yeah, which is quite nice.
For T-Systems, the Izivunguvungu Sailing School truly captures the spirit of Shosholoza. South Africa have truly welcomed the America's Cup, and there is a real sense of excitement from the nation, something that T-Systems are proud to be part of.
These are partly underprivileged sailors. They're coming from the street, township, to a certain program, Izivunguvungu MSC Foundation, and it's really like the whole chain from top to the end, coming from street, striving for something, learning to sail, and then come to a boat and be part with the big guys.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's a dream, I think, for all of the guys, for Captain Sarno, for the Team Shosholoza initiative, that it's just a dream that has come true for them. But for us, I think the value as well is much more than just taking part in the America's Cup. It's also embodies the spirit, as you said, and the fact that we've been able to contribute to the Izivunguvungu Sailing School, for example, where 3 of the sailors that we have on the Team Shosholoza comes from that school, which was, disadvantaged children taken off the streets and taught a skill, together with schooling, which really gives them the opportunity to face the world in the future.
Shosholoza,
Team Shosholoza is representing the very young South Africa since apartheid has gone 1990. They're just also a metaphor for what is going on here, that underprivileged, before not recognized, sportsmen or any businessman make it to the top, and we want to helping to bring Team Shosholoza the South African spirit, the young South Africa, the South Africa where economy is rising, where economy is 5% up every year, and there's few countries that can say it of themselves.
I'm a hell of a proud to be involved with this project and for South Africa, and I think we've done a lot of work in the last year and a half. We've learned some big lessons, and I really think we can be competitive and take it to the other teams, and I think we're really going to have a good year this year.
It's not just about sailing in this instance, it's about opening the eyes of the whole world. Basically, we're trying to make South Africa part of the international community, to wipe out all the ignorance, like all the silly stuff, So first, in this, especially in this America's Cup, that's our breakthrough to the whole world.
When